In today's video, I put Larry Bird into the modern NBA. What it do is good, YouTube buddy, back with another 2K banger, man. So taking a look at the screen, we got the 2026 NBA draft class coming in here with AJ DeBanson, Darren Peterson, Cam Boozer, all these guys that y'all already know. But at the top of this list is going to be none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, Larry Legend, man. Look at that man. We got him in this upcoming draft class here, coming in at the age of 20. And we're going to be putting him into the current NBA as a rookie and see what happens. What else is new? The Dallas Mavericks win the NBA Finals, but it doesn't really matter. We're only here for one thing and one thing only, and that's going to be the NBA draft. And here we do have the draft lottery with the Rockets having the best overall odds. The New Orleans Pelicans end up winning the lottery, but will they select Larry Legend? Now the Pelicans would be a fun team to get Larry Bird, man, coming in here playing next to Zion. They do already have a few wings, so they honestly might not even select him here. Pulling up into the NBA draft with the first pick in the draft, the New Orleans Pelicans will be selecting Larry Bird out of Indiana State. The Pels get Larry Legend, man. He's coming in here at an 82 overall, two-way, three-level dime dropper. That is such a tough name. Now, Larry Bird would be so fantastic in the NBA today. I mean, his skill set would be ideal for the current league. And this ain't gonna be a rebuild video today. Everything is gonna be automated for Larry Legend. On the New Orleans Pelicans, we're gonna view his career. Now, the thing is with Larry Legend, he only played 13 seasons in his career, so he's not gonna have some long, illustrious career playing 20 seasons. Larry's only got 13 years. Free agencies here, LeBron signs with the Washington Wizards. Pelicans only made 2 moves. They brought in Tim Hardaway Jr. and they signed Isaiah Wong, who is irrelevant. Player progression shows Zion going up to. You see Jeremiah Fears goes up to a 78 overall. Maybe he could build his career with Larry Bird. If you like these videos of dropping legends into the current NBA, y'all let me know in the comments down below what players you want to see next, and make sure to drop that sub because we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Now 2K's got Larry Bird listed as a power forward. I think we should move him to a small forward where he does go up 1 overall. So interesting lineup the Pelicans are running with for this first year. Jeremiah Fears are going to give the start to, Jordan Poole at the 2, Larry Bird, Zion, and Yves Missi. They should probably start DeJounte at the 2, but like I said, I'm not in control. The CPU is all handling this. So they got DeJounte off the bench with Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Derek Queen. To tell you the truth, that's a really deep Pelicans team. And I low-key think with Larry Bird, they could low-key make a run at it in the first few years. As for Larry's shot tendency, he's coming in here at an 80 shot tendency with a 90 touch tendency. And he has 7 total badges. He got gold break starter, gold limitless range, you know, a few silver badges. He got silver dimer. And a quick look at Larry's attributes coming into the league, man. He's got an 87 3 ball, which should translate pretty well to the current NBA 85 mid-range as well. 34 driving dunk, low-key kind of underappreciated. Larry could low-key bang that bit. I ain't gonna lie. He could low-key get up there. 84 pass act for a small forward is really good. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. First game of the career for Larry Bird in the current NBA is going to be an 8-point loss to the Boston Celtics. Larry has 8, 3, 4, 1, and 2 blocks in his game. He is stat sheet stuffer, you feel me? That's really what he does. He did shoot 4 for 12, so that's not great. Let's see a really good game from Larry here. 12 points, 6 assists in this one. He shot 5 for 18. My goodness. There's a 15.11 assist game. That's beautiful. Larry's a triple-double machine, man. You know he's going to be getting them triple-dubs, but very low-scoring NBA right now. Is this like unusually low scoring? All right, well, we're 20 games into the NBA. The Pelicans are 9-11. Everyone on the Pelicans is like in double figures. Larry starts off his career 13.5 points, 4.7 rebounds, 5.3 assists, a steal game, and he's shooting 46, 50% from 3, 70% from the free throw line. I'm curious about how many threes he's attempted. He's already taken 26 threes, so that boy's just chicken. Well, this Pelicans team, we'll see how they are at the trade deadline. I'm gonna see how boys there. All right, so we're at the trade deadline in this year number 1 season, and the Pelicans not doing so hot. They're 24-28 playing team. Larry is leading in the rookie report, so he should win rookie of the year. No really big time trades here. The Thunder did trade for Naz Reid, so that's something, I guess. All right, year 1's in the books, and Luka Doncic takes home MVP. Larry Legend does end up winning rookie of the year, so we can check that off the books. Rookie of the year is complete, 14-5-5. What? The coach of the year goes to who? The Bulls won 63 games in year 1? What the hell? What, they trade for LeBron? Pelicans end up being in the play-in, 44-38, so positive record by 6 games. They are a play-in team nonetheless, though. Final stats on the year if you want to check it out. Yeah, something is definitely wrong with the NBA, a league setting or something, because no team scored 100 points per game. What the hell is going on? I'll make sure to fix that in the offseason. Anyway, the Pelicans got the Suns in the first play-in game. Unfortunately, they are not going to be able to get out of the first play-in play-in game. They lose by 3 to the Phoenix Suns. Bird does drop 29, but it is not enough to get them to a playoff berth in year 1. And what the hell is going on with this Bulls team? Who is on the Bulls that they won 63 games? They brought in PJ Washington and Mitchell Robinson and Jaden Ivey. That's absolutely insane. They do lose in 5 to Dallas though, because it's Dallas at the end of the day, and Cooper Flag wins MVP. LeBron, Chris Paul, Horford, Russ retire. Hall of Fame class sees LeBron, CP, and Russell Westbrook. Pelicans do have their first round pick here at 14, and they actually jump up to 4. So the Pelicans go all the way from 14 to pick 4. Are you kidding me? Stokes goes number 1, number 2 is Christian Collins, number 3 is Hugo, and the Pelicans at pick 4 are gonna be drafting Mika Muryanen, bro. He is tough. I just actually seen some clip of him hooping. He was banging on motherfuckers. He comes in here at a 76 overall, so put him next to Larry Bird in the front court. Looks like they might be phasing out Zion, possibly. It could be. Jordan Poole is a free agent. We'll see if they bring him back. Giannis leaves the Bucks and signs to the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry leaves the Warriors and goes to the Wizards. Scoot Henderson also goes to the Warriors. Dame goes to the Clippers. Pelicans did bring back Jordan Poole for 3 years. They also signed Brook Lopez here. Player progression sees Bird going up 7 to an 89 overall, so him and Zion in the front court are going to be pretty nasty now. Jeremiah Fears also goes up by 7, so he's their 3rd best player. Their team is very, very deep. They look really good. They still got Queen. Same lineup going into year 2. Fears, Poole, Bird, Zion, Misi with DeJounte Murphy, Herb Jones, Derek Queen, and Brandon Boston off the bench. Okay, so their top 4 all on 1-year deals. Zion, Bird, Jeremiah Fears, and DeJounte all on a 1-year deal. So they got a lot of guys to pay in this offseason. It's going to be interesting. Bird shot tendency up to an 84, and he has 18 total badges now. All right, first game of year number 2 is going to be a big time loss once again, and we did fix the scores. It was the shot clock was messed up. It was like 35 seconds, so it's back down to 24. We're good to go. 20 games into year 2, the Pelicans are 12-8, and Larry Bird's up to 18, 6-6. All right, well, we're at the trade deadline here. We got a lot of trades to talk about. League-wide trades. Lakers get Isaiah Hartenstein for John Collins. Jamal Murray got traded for Kawhi Leonard and Damian Lillard. Dame's got to be like an 82 overall or something, right? Dame's at 81, Kawhi's at 84, so I guess it does make sense, but the Nuggets taking one last shot at him. No All-Star appearance for Larry Bird in this year 2 season. Year 2 in the books, and Wemby wins MVP. Stokes Rookie of the Year, Darren Peterson 6-man. Wemby wins Depoy. Darius Akuff wins Most Improved Player. Jason Kidd of the Mavs 63-19 Coach of the Year. Will we see Larry on an All-NBA team? Not on first team, not on second team, not on third team. You do see Zion there making it 25-8-6 for Zion. Pelicans jump up from the play-in to the 4 seed in year 2, 54-28 record. They have a decent chance at making a run at the finals. Stats on the season, you saw Zion stats. Bird comes in there 19, 6, and 7 with 2 steals a game on 50, 41, 85 splits. So that's a really good year 2 season from Bird. He's a 91 overall. Fears averaged 17 a game. DeJounte 16, Poole 15. So the Pelicans look pretty good. They have a top 3 offense in the NBA. Defense is bottom 12, but they still have the 5th best point differential at 6.4. All right, so the Pelicans extended Zion and they extended DeJounte Murray. So they have to pay Fears and they have to pay Bird. Round 1 against Minnesota. See how Larry does in his first playoff game ever. He drops 19, 10, and 5 in his first playoff game ever. And I will be simcasting game 6s and game 7s throughout this video. They're down 3-1 though, so they got to force a game 6 here. Or will they be going outside in 5 games and they do force game 6? So let's simcast it. All right, Anthony Edwards versus Larry Bird in the first round. Let's see what Larry's got in him. Can he make a 3-2 comeback? Unfortunately, it does not look like they will be able to. Ooh, yeah, the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to be eliminating the Pelicans in 5 games, or in 6 games, my fault. Larry in that playoffs only averaged 16 and the percentages came down a little bit. So kind of a rough one from Bird. Mavs versus Pacers in the NBA Finals. The Mavs, I think they just 3-peated, and Kyrie Irving wins Finals MVP. Yeah, that's 3 in a row for Dallas. They're just ridiculous. All right, well, Harden retires along with Dame and Curry, and they all make the Hall of Fame. OKC gets the first pick in the draft. Okay, Pelicans needed a new head coach. They lost Willie Green, and they went and signed Nick Nurse. NBA draft sees Marcus Spears going number 1. Pelicans drafted Arif Diagne with the 26th pick. Luka, Ja Morant, both unrestricted free agents here. Okay, Luka signs to the Kings, and Ja Morant goes to the Lakers. That's very strange. Rob Dillingham goes to the Grizzlies. Siakam goes to the Suns. Pelicans re-signed Yves Missi. They re-signed Malik Monk. Okay, Larry Bird's still here. Okay, Larry Bird got a qualifying offer. Never mind. He's still here. I got nervous for a second. I thought he was gone. Well, Larry Bird's already up to a 94, so he's by far and away their best player. Fears up 2 again. DeJounte's up 1. Derek Derek Queen's up 1. The rookie from last year is up by 3. And looks like they also brought in Caden Boozer, Cam Boozer's brother. When will they get their first championship, though? I feel like it's gotta come at some point. This team's too talented. Starting lineup's gonna feature Jeremiah Fears. This time they put DeJounte in the starting lineup. Larry's at that small forward position, Zion, and then Yves Missi. They got Queen, they got Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Mika Marina, and the rookie from last year off the bench. And their 10th man is gonna be Jordan Poole. With Nick Nurse, they're gonna be running a balanced system pro. And with Larry Bird being far and away their best player, his shot tendency is up to an 88. So let's see what kind of season he has. First game of year number 3 is a big time win. He drops 31, 7-9. I think this could be an MVP caliber season for Larry Bird, depending on what he puts up, like assist-wise in that. And the Pelicans have a good enough roster, I think, to make a push at the championship. Unfortunately, they're off to a really bad start. Oh my God, Ant dropped 60 in this game against us. All right, well, we're at the trade deadline once again, and it seems that the Pelicans have traded Jordan Poole for Xavier Booker. That name sounds familiar. Pretty sure he's a center. And yes, he is a center out of UCLA, 24 years old, 77 overall. Interesting trade. Yves Missi is playing down 4 overall as he is not happy they replaced him and traded for a center. That boy is feeling outraged about everything that's been happening. The Pelicans like fell off, bro. They're 22 and 29 at the deadline. Not gonna lie, I don't know how they only have 29 wins with this roster. Well, that being said, Larry Bird does make his first All-Star game, so that's cool. He's averaging 21, 6, and 7.5 at the deadline. 50, 53 from 3 is crazy. 87 splits. So he keeps getting better, but the Pelicans are not performing to the level they should be. Wemby goes back-to-back MVPs. CJ Rosser wins Rookie of the Year with the Lakers. Darren Peterson wins 6th Man of the Year again. Wemby Depoy, Tyrese Proctor wins Most Improved. Cade Clutch Player, and the Spurs this time wins 63 games. All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, All-NBA third team. Still no Larry Bird. Zion makes another third team, 23, 7-5. And the Pelicans are back in the play-in, 38 and 44 record. Larry finished 26 and 7. Jeremiah Fears, another good season from him. DeJounte, another solid season, but it's just not resulting in winning basketball. They have the 4th best offense, but their defense is really bad. They have the 3rd worst defense in the NBA for some reason. They got the Lakers in the first play-in game against Ja Morant and Bronny. Now Simcast the play-in game. They got to win 2 play-in games to advance to the playoffs. Bronny versus Larry Bird, man. Who would have ever thought such a thing would happen in the NBA? Pelicans are going to be winning the first play-in game by 11. Ja Morant does drop 50, but it's not enough. Larry Bird, good game. Second play-in game against the Sacramento Kings with Luka Doncic. Down by 6 heading into the 4th quarter. Will Luka Doncic be able to pull away? And it looks like he will be able to. Luka Doncic and the Kings team are going to be eliminating the Pelicans once again. And Luka didn't even have that great of a game. Larry Bird, 21 and 13. Zion, 13 points in the closeout is not going to cut it. Another year of Larry Bird not really doing too much as Age of Dance in the NBA Finals. And they're going to lose in 5 games to Devin Booker and the Phoenix Buns. So they brought in Siakam and it looks like it worked out. Well, that's 3 years down for Larry Bird. And he's got an All-Star appearance, a Rookie of the Year, and first team All-Rookie. Draft lottery is here and the Pelicans do have a top 12 pick, which is good. And with the 12th pick in the draft, they're going to be drafting Cam Mercer out of Florida State. Bamba Torre is an absolute stud. He goes number 1. Tatum, Ant, and LaMelo all unrestricted free agents this offseason. All right, so Larry Bird signed another qualifying offer. The Pelicans need to pay Jeremiah Fears, they need to pay Trey Murphy, and they need to pay Derek Queen. LaMelo signs with the Timberwolves. And as for the Pelicans, they brought in Anthony Simons for 3 years. They signed Jeremiah Fears, they signed Christian Braun, they signed Derek Queen, they brought in Taj Pettit. Larry Bird up to a 96 overall, Derek Queen's up to an 85. Jeremiah Fears stops at an 87. If you made it to this point in the video, man, make sure to drop that sub, make sure to drop a like. Pel's lineup headed into year 4 is about the same. Yves Missi back in the starting lineup. Queen, Anthony Simons, Herb Jones, Mika off the bench, and Christian Braun. I'm just now realizing I'm pretty sure they lost Trey Murphy. And yes, Trey Murphy is on the 76ers. 4.5-star assistant proficiency. That is intriguing for the Pelicans. First game of the season, Larry drops 37, 7, and 9. Will this be the year for the Pelicans? We shall find out. Larry Bird is a 96 overall. Could we see a possible MVP in this year 4 season for Larry Bird? Wemby goes 3 MVPs in a row. Tony Montana wins Rookie of the Year. That's 4 6 Man of the Years in a row for Darren Peterson. Spurs win Coach of the Year again. Do we have an All-NBA team for Larry Bird? Yes, we do. He makes second team. He averaged 22.5, 6.5, and 8 assists, a career high. 1.7 steals a game, 53, 41, 86 splits. Zion makes another third team, 23, 6, and 5. Unfortunately, 2 All-NBA guys does not matter as the Pelicans are in the play-in once again. 41 and 41 record, man. Something is just holding this team back. I don't know what it is. If you take a look at the lineup on paper, it does look really good. Anthony Simons was their third leading scorer, 18 points, then Fears, then DeJounte. Again, their offense is fantastic, top 5, but again, their defense is just putrid. It's just really bad. Another scenario where they got to win 2 play-in games to make the playoffs. They got to go against Giannis and Scoot. 6-point game here, 10-point game they fall short of the playoffs once again. Larry Bird, 19 points on 19 shots, not the best performance. Anthony Simons, 4 for 15, not good. Year 4 in the books for Larry Bird. Magic versus Suns in the NBA Finals. The Magic sweep the Suns, and Paolo Banchero wins Finals MVP. Anthony Davis and Kevin Durant both make the Hall of Fame. No first round pick in this draft for the Pelicans. This is the first 10 picks if you're curious. Larry does re-sign with the Pelicans, 5 years, $276 million. Pelicans also do re-sign Herb Jones for 4 years. And player progression once again sees Larry going up 1, Zion up 1, Queen up 2. They have a good looking team. They really do. The 4th overall pick from a few years ago does not get better again. Same starting 5 as last year, same bench as last year as well. This time they're starting Elijah Williams in that 10th man spot. 97 overall Larry Bird. Will this be the MVP season in year number 5 for Larry Legend? And will the Pelicans ever be good? It just doesn't look like it, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, another 10 games in where they're 500. Larry is putting up some good numbers here. 27, 6, and 8 to start the season. 17 assist game right there is crazy. I mean, Larry is most definitely putting in work. Wemby wins his 4th MVP in a row. Larry makes another All-NBA second team. 25, 6, and 8 for Larry. Another 50, 40, 90 season, his first of his career. But y'all, it's the same old for the Pelicans. Another play-in appearance for them at the 7th seed. Larry and Zion combining for 50 points a game. DeJounte, Jeremiah Fears, Anthony Simons, the rest of the team. And it's the same thing with the second best offense in the NBA, but they have the worst defense in the league. Literally the worst defense in the league. That is crazy. They got the Clippers in the first play-in game. This time they just got to win one play-in game to make the playoffs. But that might be hard for them as they do drop the first one. Anthony Simons, 2 for 10. To make the playoffs, going up against a good-looking Blazers team. Well, they're getting blown out in the 3rd quarter. The Pelicans are... something is severely wrong with this franchise as they are going to be missing the playoffs once again. Larry, 8 for 20, is not playing to the expectations that everyone all thought, man. This is not going so well for the Pelicans and Larry Bird. Thunder Magic NBA Finals. The Magic win another one. Paolo wins back-to-back Finals MVPs. But as for Larry Bird so far in his career, he's 5 years in with like really nothing to show for it besides a few All-NBA teams. Another draft lottery sees the Pelicans with the 14th pick. Auto-generated guy at 14, Harry Jeffries. Wemby's an unrestricted free agent here, which is crazy. Wemby goes to the Clippers. Oh, wow. Pelicans only make one signing, and it's for Chucky Hepburn. Who? Larry regresses at a 25-year-old. That is not a good sign. I mean, other guys are going up 1. They almost have 4 90s on the team. And if you are new to my videos, something I do like to do when we get later into these years, and I like throwing in historic draft classes so we don't just have auto-generated guys running through the NBA. So if you take a look at the screen, I got random number generator here, 1960 through 2010, and we're going to be getting the 1970 draft class here. And we'll do this every year going forward. It just kind of keeps it fresh in my opinion. And the 1970 draft class has like Dave Cowens and Bob Lanier, Nate Archibald, Pete Maravich. Literally the same exact rotation for this Pelicans team, except they have Keyshawn George now. Pelicans made one move at the deadline, trading Drake Powell for an old Mikal Bridges. Maybe that will do something. Mikal Bridges is still an 83 overall, I guess. He is 35 though. Cooper Flag wins his first MVP of this simulation in year 7. The Mavs won 70 games. All-NBA second team again for Larry Bird, 26, 7, and 7 again. The guy's been having really good statistical seasons, but nothing to push this team over the top. And with this Pelicans team having another 9 seed play-in appearance, I mean, it is just embarrassing at this point. And you got to think at some point, Larry Bird and Zion just isn't going to work out. You have to think that this just isn't the pairing. Stats for the Pelicans once again. Another year of the Pelicans having a bottom 3 defense. They do win the first play-in game. That being said, Larry has a monster stat line. All right, so they're playing OKC in the second play-in game to see if they can make the playoffs. We've lived here for 6 years straight now of them being in the play-in and just barely almost losing. They do pull away in this one in the 4th quarter, so they are going to be making the playoffs. So shout out to the Pelicans for putting in work. Larry with another monster stat line, 41, 9, and 14 is crazy. And Yeezy Misi was mad before. This time, Derek Queen's upset. And unfortunately, they are going to have to play the Dallas Mavericks with MVP Cooper Flag in round 1. But you know, anything is possible. Cooper Flag versus Larry Bird matchup is prime time. They do take game number 1. Larry and Zion going crazy. Imagine if they upset this Mavericks team. Game 2 does go to Dallas. Game 3 does go to the Pelicans. Can they get game 4? And oh my God, the Pelicans are up 3-1 on the Dallas Mavericks. Can they win in 5 games? No, they cannot. All right, game 6, we will be simcasting the next 2 games here. The Pelicans were on a really bad streak of losing in the play-in. Will they be able to upset the 1 seed in the playoffs? They might be able to here. Back and forth game in the 4th quarter. We got to jump into this with 50 seconds left. All right, ball into Mikal Bridges off the rip, and he gets a bucket to cut it to 1 point game. Pelicans need a stop here. Mikal Bridges on the court. Larry in the corner. Nick Smith Jr. giving it to Flag. Flag on Larry. Prime time matchup. Cooper Flag working on Larry Bird. He goes by him all the way down to the cup. Dump off to Derek Lively. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Derek Lively got nothing to do. He doesn't know what to do. He gets packed. Pelicans get the rebound and call a timeout. All right, 24 seconds. Game clock and shot clock pretty much even. The ball has to find Larry Bird here, not Zion Williamson. Jeremiah Fears with the ball here. 15 seconds. There's Larry Bird working on Cooper Flag. Back to Fierce. 10 on the shot clock. Here comes the screen. Jeremiah Fierce, pull up 3. It's good. Jeremiah Fierce with the go-ahead bucket to possibly advance the Pelicans and upset the Dallas Mavericks. 6.7 on the clock. Tyler Hero with the ball. Tyler Hero, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Tyler over to Cooper Flag for the win. No good. And Larry Bird and the Pelicans finally win a playoff series. And with the Dallas Mavericks eliminated now, the Pelicans could actually make a run at it. Minnesota Timberwolves in round number 2 with a LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards backcourt is nasty. Game 1 does go to the Pelicans. They win by 1 point, man. 1-1 series here. 2-1 Pelicans. 2-2 series. Massive game 5 does go to the Pelicans. Larry Bird with a 36-point triple-double. Game 6 here. The Pelicans with a chance to go to their first conference finals in this video. Unfortunately, they are down by 20, and it looks like we're gonna have a game 7 here. Game 7, Western Conference semifinals to advance to the conference finals. Will it be Larry Bird? Will it be Anthony Edwards? We're gonna find out here. Pelicans have a 5-point lead in the 4th quarter. They get it up to 9, and the Pelicans will be advancing to the conference finals. Larry Bird averaging 38-8 in this playoff run so far. Conference finals against the 2-seeded Sacramento Kings with Luka Doncic, Obinna Ezekiki, Kareem Lopez. Luka Doncic has a good surrounding cast. Game number 1 will be a Pelicans victory. Is an 8 seed gonna do the impossible? Game 2. Game 3. Sacramento's up 2-1. Game 4. They tie it up at 2s. Massive game 5 here does go to the Pelicans once again, and we will be able to simcast this game 6. The Pelicans are 1 game away from the NBA Finals, and it looks like they are going to be doing the impossible. An 8 seed knocks off a 2 seed. The Pelicans are in the NBA Finals. They got the Wizards in the NBA Finals. The Wizards won 51 games. They have Trey Johnson and Cam Boozer and Alex Sarr. Game 1 does go to the Wizards. Larry Bird and Zion trying to do all they can. Game number 2 does go to the Wizards again. Oh no. No way this Pelican team knocks off Dallas, but they can't beat Washington. Game 3, the Wizards are up 3-0, and the Washington Wizards cannot get it done in 4 games. Do the Pelicans have a game 5 victory in them? No, they do not. The Pelicans make it all the way to the finals as an 8 seed and go outside to Cam Boozer and the Washington Wizards, man. That's very, very depressing. Larry averaged 30, Zion averaged 27 in the playoffs. It just wasn't enough, man. Kyrie retires. He makes the Hall of Fame. You got the legends in the draft here. Dave Collins is at 84 overall. He goes number 1. Pelicans bring in Mitchell Robinson here. It's their only move of free agency. Player progression sees Zion taking his first hit of regression. He goes down by 2, and so does pretty much the whole entire team. That might have been their best shot at a championship there. Larry is heading into year 7 here. We got another year of historic draft classes, and we're going to be getting the 1978 class. 1978 class features Larry Bird. Okay, well, we need to switch that. All right, let's respin for draft classes. We're going to be getting 68, which is not in the game. Spin again, we're going to be getting 83. This is Ralph Sampson, Clyde Drexler, and them. Okay, same rotation for the Pelicans once again. Exactly the same. Okay, so coming off an NBA Finals loss, they were an 8 seed, but they did make the finals nonetheless, so maybe that can bolster them in the right direction in this year 7 season. Wemby wins another MVP on the LA Clippers now. Dave Cowens end up winning Rookie of the Year. Mavs win Coach of the Year again. Larry Bird makes his first All-NBA first team, 24-7-7 for Bird, another 50-40-90 shooting season, or 82, or 89, I mean. Pelicans actually looked good in this year 7 season. They won 52-30, so actually a respectable record for once. I don't know what changed for this year. They got the same exact roster. They signed Jalen Tyson. Another look at stats if you were curious. Was their defense better this time? It was still bottom 10, but closer to 10 than 1. Round 1 against OKC. That's a really good OKC team. They're down 3-1 though, which is not good. They are going to be able to get game 6 here. 4th quarter does show them getting absolutely blown out, so year 7 comes to a quick wrap. 7 years in, that's not a great look, as you have the Magic versus the Thunder once again, and the Magic have been on a tear this video. Paulo, that's his 3rd championship of the video. 3rd championship in 4 years for the Magic. So that was year 7, and all Larry Bird has to show for it, like I said, is 5-time All-Star, a couple of time All-NBA, and couple of 2nd team all defenses, man. Well, the Pelicans brought back Willie Green as their head coach, so they left Nick Nurse and they got Willie Green back. NBA draft seeds Clyde Drexler going to the Grizzlies, Ralph Sampson to the Heat. Well, the Pelicans only signed 1 player, and that is a 37-year-old Miles Turner. It looks like they have given up. As player progression sees Zion taking a big old hit, he drops down to an 86 overall. This Jeffries guy is up 5. Fear's also dropping again. DeJounte's down to an 80. Herb Jones down to a 78. All right, historic draft class is going to be 1975, which is not in the game, so we will spin again. 1992 draft class. The 92 draft class is Shaq. Pelicans got the Jeffries dude at that starting shooting guard now. They're bringing Zion off the bench for Derek Queen. That is certainly a decision. We'll see if that helps them out. They got Drake Powell back on the team after they traded him. Who the hell is this guy? Looks like George Washington. Heading into year number 8 for the simulation, the best start the Pelicans have had this video so far, by far and away the best start they've had. Not even close. They're 15-4 to start, which is going to put them at the 2 seed. Will this be the year? I doubt it. Wemby with another MVP. What is that for Wemby? Like 6? Yeah, that's 6 MVPs for Wemby. I mean, 6 MVPs, 8 Defensive Player of the Years. What a career accolade, bro. God damn. Clyde wins Rookie of the Year. Wizards win Coach of the Year. Larry Bird, another All-NBA second team, 24-8-8 for Larry. Mr. Larry Bird, man. Another 4 seed for the Pelicans, 51-31. Zion still averaged 22 coming off the bench. All right, round 1 against the Kings. Luka Doncic, aging Luka Doncic, getting a little bit older up there, my boy. They are going to be up 3-1, and they are going to get out in 6 games. No, they got a game 7 in round 1 once again. They always get the hardest times, bro, just getting out of the first, second rounds. Like, they just really struggle in the playoffs. And that's going to continue the trend here. Year 8, another first round loss for Larry Bird, who has done essentially nothing significant in this video so far. You thought he would dominate in the modern era. He's stuffing the stat sheets, but not resulting in winning basketball, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. Mavs, Cavs in the NBA Finals. Mavs wins another one, and Cooper Flag wins another Finals MVP. I believe that's his second. That is his 4th championship, actually. Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, and Towns make the Hall of Fame. Nuggets get the first pick in the draft. They draft Shaq, obviously. Pelicans re-sign Zion for 3 years. They bring in Carter Knox, AJ Mitchell, and Anderson Poole. They re-sign Zion to 3 years, and he immediately goes down 3 overalls once again. Another all-time draft class. We're going to be getting 98. Vince Carter, Antoine Jameson, Dirk, Paul Pierce. Pelicans rotation once again, bringing Zion off the bench. All right, heading into year 9 with Larry. Legend here is on a 1-year deal for $62 million. That is going to be up after this season. They still got Fears under contract, Queen under contract, Jeffries. Still no MVPs for Larry, though. At this point, bro, I don't even know if he's going to win one. We only have 4 years left of the video. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. The Pelicans have decided to trade away Zion Williamson for Dylan Mingo in this 2035 season. Looks like they also signed this Lindell Cosby guy who's not bad. But they traded away Zion for a point guard 6'5" out of Washington, Dylan Mingo, who's in year 7. So Zion is no longer on the team, man. And they gave Larry Bird a 5-year extension, so he'll be locked up for the rest of his career here. Wemby with another MVP. Shaq wins Rookie of the Year. Jason Kidd and the Mavs win Coach of the Year once again. Larry Bird makes another All-NBA second team, 25-7-7 on 50-40, damn near 90 by 0.2%, damn near 90. He's a career 25-7-7 guy, I guess. And once again, another play-in record, 37-45 for the Pels. Here's a look at stats if you were interested in it. Los Angeles Lakers in the first play-in game. They do not have enough to advance to the playoffs. They lose in the first play-in game. Larry drops 30, 10, and 8. Unfortunately, his team doesn't do anything, and Ja Morant drops 40. CJ Rosser with a triple-double. Another year, another play-in defeat for this Pelicans team. The Wizards versus the Mavs in the NBA Finals. The Wizards this time win the championship, and Cameron Boozer wins Finals MVP. That's the Wizards' first championship of the video. Giannis makes the Hall of Fame here. They do have another lottery pick at 12. This draft features Paul Pierce, Vince Carter, Dirk, Jameson, Antoine Jameson. Pierce goes number 1. They draft Tyrone Patterson at pick 12. Pelicans got to pay this Jeffries guy. Wemby goes back to the Clippers. Pelicans re-sign Jeffries. They sign Will Riley, Jabari Smith. I'm gonna say it again. They have a good-looking roster. Once again, it's just not enough to get to the championship or even past the first round or even to the playoffs for that matter. Larry just can't carry a team by himself, man. Historic draft class time. We're gonna be getting the 2010 draft. 2010 draft features John Wall, Boogie Cousins, Fears, Jeffries, Bird, Derek Queen, Yves Missi, Petrie, Dylan Mingo, Will Riley, Carter Knox off the bench. Year 10 for Larry Bird, man. Pelicans signed Bilal Coulibaly at the halfway point to a minimum contract. Cooper Flag wins MVP in year 10. Dirk wins Rookie of the Year. That looks like the Joker, not Dirk. It's another 70-win season for the Dallas Mavericks. All-NBA first team for Larry Bird. The highest point total of his career, 26.5 points, 8 rebounds, 7.5 assists, 2 steals a game, 51, 42, 88 splits. So the highest points of Larry Bird's career comes in year 10. And the Pelicans were able to squeak into the playoffs at a 5 seed, winning 47 games. Jeremiah Fears, second leading scorer. You know, he's been like the only consistent piece for this Pelicans team besides Larry Bird. They've had this Harry guy who's been pretty good, and then this Petrie guy just got here. Round 1 of the playoffs, they have the Memphis Grizzlies with Clyde Drexler and some auto-generated guys. Pelicans got a 2-2 series here. 3-2 Memphis Grizzlies will be simcast in game 6. Larry Bird got a close one. Never mind. behind. It gets away from the Pelicans in the fourth quarter, and they're going to be losing in the first round once again. Larry Bird dropped 50 in a game 6, and it was not enough for his team to get to a victory. You can tell the rest of his team is just disappointing. Larry's doing all he can. He averaged 34 in that first round, and they still lost. That's how you know it's bad, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Dallas wins another ring. Cooper Flagg wins another Finals MVP. So while Cooper Flagg is sitting on 5 championships, Larry Bird's yet to get one, which is just crazy. What do y'all think would happen if Larry was in the league today? Because apparently 2K doesn't think it'd be that good. Jokic, Trae Young, and Zion retire. So you see Zion retiring there at the age of 35. He makes the Hall of Fame. First pick in the draft is John Wall, Boogie Cousins. Pelicans re-signed Dylan Mingle and the Petrie guy, and oh my god. Well, this came a little bit late in his career. The Pelicans decided to sign Jason Tatum on a minimum contract, who didn't even play last year, and the year before that he averaged 10 points. The guy's 38 years old. They also signed Ben Mathurin, and they bring in Matas Buzelis, so that's not a bad signing, I guess. Again, you take a look at their roster. They got 9 guys 81 and above, bro. This Jeffrey guy's up to an 89, and you do see the first regression from Larry Bird going down to a 95. 2013 is the next historic draft class we got here, and that's going to bring Nerlens Noel, and it's going to bring Giannis back into the NBA after he just retired. Same rotation as last year, heading into this year number 11 season for Larry Bird. And Larry Bird only played 13 seasons, guys, so we only got 3 years left. 3 years for Larry to either get a ring, 3 years for Larry to get an MVP. He's clearly not going to hit his 3 championship mark, but will he hit an MVP? At least get 1 and 1. At least 1 championship and at least 1 MVP. Shaq wins MVP. This is Shaq's 3rd year, and he already has an MVP, while Larry is in year 11 and still no MVP. I guess there's levels to it. Mike Bibby won Rookie of the Year. Shout out Mike Bibby. The Pelicans had the 6th man of the year in George Washington here. He averaged 17 points off the bench. Larry Legend does make another All-NBA first team. 27 points, 8 assists, and 8 rebounds for Larry Legend. Another similar season to his last one. It's a career high in rebounds, though. At least they're starting to make the playoffs consistently. I mean, they're having the same 45, 47 win team, but at least they're the 6th seed. Unfortunately, it is Dallas in the first round, though, who still has Cooper Flagg. Anything is possible, though. They're down 3-0, and they're going to get swept by Dallas, so it doesn't matter. Larry Bird, once again, actually, I was going to say he had a great playoffs. No, Larry Bird only has 18 points per game in the playoffs. That is not great, man. Meanwhile, Cooper Flagg's dropping 40-point triple-doubles like it's nothing. Anthony Edwards versus Tony Montana in the NBA Finals. Tony Montana gets it done, and he wins Finals MVP. Celtics back on top, I guess, with Alonzo Mourning. Tatum, Luka, Kobe White, Şengün, big retirement class here, and only Luka and Tatum make the Hall of Fame. You got the 2013 class, and an auto-generated guy goes number 1. Rudy Gobert goes 2, McCollum, Giannis falls to 4. Pelicans drafted Alex Len and Tim Hardaway Jr. Pelicans re-signed Carter Knox, they signed Nelson Cooper. This is what their team looks like heading into year 12. We're gonna get the 2005 draft class here, and I got Chris Paul, Raymond Felton, and all them. It's getting bad at this point, bro. I mean, Larry Bird's 31 years old. We got this season, and we got next season, and then that's it for Larry Bird. So you're coming to the close of his career. Still no MVP, still no championship. Another MVP for Wabayaba. Some auto-generated guy won Rookie of the Year in the 2013 class, which is crazy. Celtics won 70 games. Larry Bird makes another All-NBA first team. 25.5, 7 and 8. His three-pointer dropped down to 34%, so he fell off, shooting-wise at least. And what else is new? The Pelicans were a play-in team. This is like deja vu, bro. It's like the same thing every single season. They do win the first one. Can they win the second one? Yes, they do. They win both play-in games, and they have a playoff series against the Sacramento Kings in the first round. Let's see who the Sacramento Kings got. Jared Becker, auto-generated, 2 auto-generated guys, Taj Ariza, Kareem Lopez, and some random guy at center. Let's see if they can get past the first round, and they're actually up 3-2. And they got a game 7 in round 1 against the 1 seed Sacramento Kings. Can Larry Bird, with only 2 years left in his career, make a miracle run at it? Remember, they did make a miracle run as an 8 seed once upon a time, and you do have a close game with a minute left. Let's jump in. Pelicans at the line. First one is up, and it is good. Second free throw is up, and it is good. You got a tie game with a minute left in the game. First time we've seen this Pelicans team in a minute. This Becker guy going to the cup. Almost turns the ball over to Kareem Lopez. Kareem Lopez kicks it over to the Mullins guy for 3, and he sticks it. That dude looks like he got a burner on him. My goodness. Larry Legend in the corner. Jeremiah Fears still the starting point guard with Derek Queen here. Gotta find Larry here. He finds the Jeffries dude for 3, and he sticks it. Back-to-back tray balls to tie the game at 101 apiece. 35 on the game clock, 19 on the shot clock. Becker with the ball, looking for his spot. He goes by Fears, and he gets the floater to go. 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Jeremiah Fears running the horn set they just ran. Same spot, same result. Harry Jeffries is the chicken man. It ain't Larry. It ain't Jeremiah Fears. It's Harry Jeffries. He got the Samoan tats on his arm sleeve. The Pelicans take a 1-point lead with 17 seconds left in the game. Looking to end it here. 12 on the shot clock. Game 7, 1 seed versus 8 seed. Who will come out on top? 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Here comes the screen. The pull-up three for the win. No good. Larry with the board, and the Pelicans get past the first round. Larry Bird with a 31-point gain to advance the Pelicans. Second round against the Memphis Grizzlies with Clyde, the Glide Drexler, and Bob Lanier. Game 1 goes to the Memphis Grizzlies by 2 points. Bob Lanier drops 36 points. Game 2 is a Memphis Grizzlies victory. Bob Lanier 30-10. Larry's doing what he can, but they got 2 legends on their team. They're down 3-0, and the Pelicans are going to be getting probably eliminated in 5 games. Never mind, they win 2 in a row. That means they can hop into the Simcast. If they make a 3-0 comeback, Larry might just be the GOAT. I'm 100% lying. That being said, the Pelicans might be able to force a game 7 here, and you do have a close game that the Pelicans will be pulling away with. They end up forcing 7. Larry Bird 32-11. Back-to-back game 7s in the first 2 rounds. Can they get this one done? Can they make a 3-0 comeback? Not 3-0, not 3-2, 3-0. And the Pelicans do pull away. They're up by 8 with a minute left, and they're going to get it done. They make a 3-0 comeback to go to the conference finals. Larry Bird, 19 points right there. And unfortunately, they do run into the God Squad of Cooper Flagg and Pete Maravich. Oh my God. That's the scariest shit I've ever seen. Game 1 goes to the Pelicans nonetheless. It's a Harold Jeffries game. Game 2, Dallas gets it. Game 3, Dallas gets it. Game 4, tied 2-2. Game 5, no! Dallas up 3-2 in the series, but the Pelicans have been coming back from series this whole playoff game. Looks like they are going to be able to force 7 here, as they're going to be up by 30 going into the 4th quarter, and we do have a game 7 once again. Larry drops 40 to force a game 7, but game 7 is where it really matters. Are they going to put up or shut up? Larry Bird versus Cooper Flagg once again. The Mighty Whites facing up to go to the NBA Finals. Do the Pelicans have a miracle run in them? And they do! An 8 seed to the NBA Finals once again, and Larry has another chance to win a championship. They were here as an 8 seed once upon a time. They're playing Alonzo Mourning in this 1 seed Boston Celtics team with Tony Montana, AJ Williams, Terrence Rollins, and Alonzo Mourning. The Celtics won 70 games. A 70-win Celtics team versus the Pelicans. Game 1 goes to the Celtics. They lose in OT. Larry Bird drops 50 in a loss. This reminds me of when LeBron dropped 50 in Game 1 and they lost in overtime. Game number 2, the Pelicans tied up at 1s. Game number 3, Celtics go up 2-1. Game 4, tied at 2-2. This is a massive game 5 that goes to the Pelicans, and they have a chance to knock off the 70-win Boston Celtics team in the NBA Finals, and Larry Bird might get his first ring of his career. Is it going to happen in game 6? 7-point game, 4-point game, 6-point game. It's not going to happen here. The Celtics sneak out with a 2-point victory. The Celtics get it done. And it all comes down to this. Larry Bird against his former team. Will he be able to beat the Boston Celtics in game 7 after making a miracle run? Do the Pelicans have it in them? It's not going to be enough. The New Orleans Pelicans lose once again by 11 points, and they fall short in a game 7. AJ Williams wins Finals MVP. They had a game 7 in every single round in the NBA Finals. They were not able to get it done. Maybe quite possibly the most unlucky career in NBA history. Well, this is the final year of Larry Bird's career. Year 13 is it. Chris Paul, #1 pick in the draft, and here we go. Pelicans re-signed Jeremiah Fears, Pacom Dadier, Yves Missi, Larry Bird, 94 overall in his final year. They just made the NBA Finals. Do they have one more push at him? The final year of the video. Is this going to be it for Larry Legend? This is the lineup heading into the final year. Does Larry have one more run in him? First game of the season is a 20-point victory. Larry has a triple-double in the first game of the season. That's got to be a good sign. Comment down below right now if you think Larry gets it done in the final year. Final year, CJ Rosser wins MVP. As Billy Donovan and the Bulls win Coach of the Year. Larry makes another All-NBA first team, 26-8-8. He finishes his career off of. The Pelicans are the 5 seed. Final stats on the season. Pelicans won 52 games. They're only 2 games back on Dallas. There's a possibility they can get it done. Round 1 against Memphis. They're going to be 2-2 series. 3-2 Pelicans. Game 7. Game 7 again. The whole playoffs last year, they had a game 7. Larry Bird is used to game 7s. He's been here multiple times before. He is not worried about a game 7 in the first round. Never mind, he's worried about it. He's worried about it. They get eliminated again. A 9-point loss in the final year of Larry Bird's career. Somebody comment down below in the comments, how many times did Larry Bird lose in game 1? Or in round 1, this whole video? it had to be at least 8 out of the 13 years. I'm telling you. Larry Bird in the playoffs this time averaged 24 and 11. It wasn't enough, man. And the Celtics win the NBA championship. AJ Williams wins back-to-back. And that's going to be it, guys. 13 years is all he played in real life. That's how many years we're going in the video. And this is what the last 13 years have looked like in the NBA. Each team had their own little dynasty. Mavs had their dynasty. Celtics did. Even the Magic did. And the Wizards. And Larry Bird is going to finish at the age of 33. Overall, fantastic statistical career, averaging 25 for his career, damn near 7-7, right? The awards, though, are a little underwhelming. 11-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA first team, 5-time All-NBA second team, 3-time All-Defensive second team, Rookie of the Year, first team All-Rookie. No rings, no championships. If Larry Bird was put into the current NBA, this is what would happen. If you like these style of videos, man, you want more videos like this, man, make sure to drop a like, make sure to drop a sub, and make sure to comment down below on what videos you want to see next, man. If you want me to throw another random legend into the current NBA, let me know who you want it to be. And if there's any way I can make these videos better for y'all, man, let me know. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, bro. I'm gonna catch y'all boys in the next one, man. Peace out.